What's happening, everyone? Hope everyone's doing well. So, just bringing you a quick update video. Obviously, I'm just going to run through Bitcoin, go through Ethereum, Bitcoin, Bitcoin dominance. I might even go through. I want to show you something as well in terms of what I mentioned the other day about. Where was it? I mentioned something about what can happen with Bitcoin. Where is it? I think it's in here. Yeah, I want to show someone over the weekend something that's obviously going to back up like a mini alt run now whilst Bitcoin ranges. Hopefully this plays out. I still think it will because of how Ethereum Bitcoin's looking, that chart. But yeah, I'm going to go through everything and then just sort of go from there. But if you can, like, comment, subscribe, share it about. Obviously it does help. And as I always say, put the video on HD. It's obviously going to look so much better. And yeah, I would go from the start. I've already said this again. I say this every single time. I'd go from the start of all my videos just because you are gonna. I feel like you're gonna learn a lot of stuff. Obviously, watching them from the start, and then you can also catch up to see where we are. Obviously, in this cycle as well. So, but yeah, I'm just gonna quickly run through Bitcoin. So, if you remember, obviously on the video and on a post previously, I mentioned that there's going to be three ways that this is going to go because of the move that we just got. We mentioned obviously 3 counts. This was actually my least likely, coming back up. But if you obviously mentioned before, I said hopefully I don't think we are going to go as deep because everyone is obviously expecting a deep correction. That's why I was expecting an ending diagonal, but also showed this. I actually flipped twice. I actually flipped to this being the main one, and then when I saw this shoot down, I thought, right, nah, we're probably not. And then obviously we ended up getting that flat on Ethereum that I showed. And then obviously in the last video, showing this flat, A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1-to-1 measured move. And I said, look, if we break these highs, it's going to be all systems go. And obviously we've got this rejection. I'm going to talk about that in a second. So keep it nice and structured. I'm going to try and get this done as well. I'm going to try and do it in 15 minutes. I'm going to try and keep all my videos to 15 minutes, no more than 20. Blast straight through them, keep them short and sweet, and then go from there. I'm going to try and get a lot better at doing them. So let's get into it. So yeah, in regard to Bitcoin, what we've probably got now is this is a flat. So obviously this is the ABC. So he was right about obviously the flat, but I reckon that's just probably an A wave. Now, there is still a few ways that this can play out. This could still be an A wave. This could actually still be an A. We could get a B and then a C. And then this could be wave B instead of this. And then we get this 5-wave move, obviously highlighted in grey there, right? But what looks the most likely is that once this bottoms... like going back to this and obviously showing, not that, but the one I showed before about it ranging, what probably does happen is the market, either Bitcoin is in this massive, I've deleted it. Have I deleted it? Yeah, I don't know how I've deleted it. So if you remember before, I've still got this B here, right? Showed that we've got, that this is obviously the alt count, so this is 1. So we've got wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4 triangle, then wave 5, then this is your big wave 1. Then you've got wave A in grey. Then you've got some sort of A, B, C for wave B. And then we come back down for wave C, or wave C running flat, and then we go. And in this, and in all of this, this is where alts get a major pump and probably go sideways while this comes down. And then, obviously, the whole market sort of goes together with the alts leading. That is one scenario. Or what's probably going to happen is that now we've got this move for wave B. We did obviously show this as one of the counts, the grey move. So ABC, wave A of a flat. Yeah, I'll leave that as that. ABC, wave A of a flat. You've come up for wave B. And then now what this looks like, hopefully, is, I mean, look, you could have a triangle, then we could just literally just keep popping to the upside here, but that could be wave A, then an A, then an A, B, C, D, E, and then wave C, and then this is literally just going to keep chugging like this to the upside. What I really want to see play out is that this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you've got wave 1, wave 2, then wave 1. You've got a flat there with an ending diagonal for wave 2, wave C of wave 2. So wave 1, 3, 4, 5, and then one more. So again, you've got 5 waves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you've got 9 inside it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's what I would prefer to play out and looks the most probable. But again, A, B, and then C. And then again, we might even... It looks terrible, I know. It does look bad, all this, but we've literally been ranging now for nearly a month. It's just accumulation. That's all it is before we go up. So, like, yeah, it's taking its time. Obviously, I did mention that I think we're obviously going to keep pumping to the upside. Around July, start of July. Before we actually said middle of June, but yeah, obviously we pushed it forward a little bit, and then now it's obviously timing the market's a lot harder than obviously timing the market's probably the hardest thing to do it, as opposed to actually getting the wave structure right. But getting the wave structure right is obviously a lot better than the timing, because, well, they go hand in hand, but you want to obviously get the wave structure right. You can't count waves and you're fucked. But yeah, I think what's going to happen now is you've got ABC for wave A of a flat, then you've come up for wave B, and then hopefully this is wave C. Comes back down to the 1.618 and comes back into this region, obviously, that we mentioned before. Hopefully we come back into this region and retest this. That's what I would like to see. And then it's also the 0.6 come into this as well, 0.618. So it's a very shallow retracement because you've obviously got a flat. That's what I would love to see. I'd love to see. So we're going to keep this here because I really obviously want to see us pop into this region. Let me just... Yeah, that's fine. Let's have a look. Oh. Yeah, perfect. I've got OCD. But yeah, I want to see us pop into this region. We'll keep this in here for the time being. But yeah, I want to see us obviously do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Again, we're literally just we're just deviating everywhere from the highs. Like, deviation from this level, swing straight back down, swing straight back up, deviation, come straight back down, take these lows. Like, if you can see, if you remember me saying before, that under this bit of structure here, right, you're not under this level, you're not really, you're above here a lot more than you are below here. Like, you can see that this is just standard accumulation. Like, there's not really much else happening in here apart from, it's obviously just big buys and big wicks to the upside. A lot of it will be spot, but a lot of it will be leverage play as well. And I think this is going to get eaten up when we come back down to the 1.618. A lot of people are going to expect in that, but to be honest, we're probably just going to keep doing this, come back down, and then it's just going to chug to the upside. That's what I do think is probably the most likely. Now that this was just wave A of a flat, we've got obviously an ABC, wave W, X, A, ABC flat, and then another C. So W, X, Y, or something like that, some sort of corrective structure. And then, yeah, obviously once you've got your wave C, that's when I think we're going to go. So that's all I can really say for Bitcoin. Not really too much else I can really say at the moment, apart from, hopefully, I wouldn't like to see us just keep chugging, but again, we can, because this could be a triangle, but I'd like to see a little bit more of a dip. Take all these unswept lows. Like, there's a lot of lows. We've already taken this low, but to be honest, there's going to be a lot of built up liquidity, especially under this point. This is going to be the main point of target, in my opinion. That's what I'd be hunting for anyway if I was doing big buys. But yeah, that's Bitcoin down there, and then obviously up. Ethereum. So we mentioned obviously break of this, all systems go. This is a 2.0 multiple, ABC, same for obviously running flat. We did expect the running flat, and I says, look, it could be a running flat, and we could just go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then third. This did look like third wave price action. But again, to be honest, it just looks like another A. This looks like an A, B, C, X, and then something like that, or A, B, C, W, X, A, B, C, something like that. Similar for this as well, but this could just be a big running flat. So this could be wave A, this could be wave B. We could be getting a C down to the 1.618, which I reckon we're going to get. Something like that. I don't think all these lows are going to get swept, personally. If anything, we come back down to the 2.0 multiple, sweep all these lows and sweep this low, and then go. I can't imagine us coming back down there. What's this on? Is this on log? Yeah, take it off log. I mean, you're still only coming down here. I mean, look, even if you put it on log, if we do anything, we maybe just sweep these lows and then go. But yeah, this looks like it's got a little bit lower as well now that we've taken this. But again, said all systems go. We obviously did get shoot up for, I thought it might have been a third of a third, but obviously we've come back down. But it's still good. It's just we've just been postponed. That's all it is, just been postponed. So is what it is. All right, that's going to be for Ethereum. I literally just want to quickly go to Ethereum, Bitcoin as well. If there's anything you want me to improve on or anything like that, or if you can just let me know, I'd obviously much appreciate it. But yeah, any comments or anything like that is obviously greatly appreciated. This is the reason why I think alts are going to run, as opposed to, I've mentioned this before, I'm just going to quickly pick up on it again. So I reckon that this is probably where we obviously did call the bottom for C of this triangle. I still think that this is a triangle, and I think that what is most probable now is either we come here for a contracting triangle or come here for a barrier. You literally wick above or get close to, and then come back down, 4-wave E, and then we shoot off. So Ethereum is going to be outperform and alts a lot more than Bitcoin. But I think the main part of Bitcoin, what's going to take it, is obviously you've seen videos before where I've mentioned that, hopefully this is my alt count. This is my alt count. Fuck. But yeah, I can literally just, do you know what? I could just take all this off. Let me just delete all this shit. Yeah, just delete all this. This is literally just my alt count. That this is A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, E for triangle. And then that's your 5th wave, and you've got an expanded flat for W. Might get a triangle or maybe like a zigzag, and then we're just going to come back down to about 3 to 5k. This is my alt count, but I don't think it's going to play out, but it's always good to have it, just in case you're wrong. But as I've shown before, let's say this comes back down. This is going to be the major part of where Bitcoin obviously swallows the market. I've mentioned, obviously, Cred mentioned a lot of time about liquidity, and obviously money goes to the stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like it sort of gets dished around and distributed. The liquidity, all the money. If you don't know what liquidity is, but yeah, all the liquidity in the market, and that is true. Yeah, so you're obviously going to get, if Bitcoin pumps, Bitcoin's going to be taking all the liquidity. It's going to be swallowing the market cap. But the only thing that's a little bit, there's only one thing that's confused me with it, and it's the Bitcoin dominance chart. So obviously, if you remember, we actually showed this chart. I've actually left all these in. I've not moved these since October last year. So we showed this. I've not moved any of these. I've literally just left them in. It's more of a OCD thing. I think I should just sort of move them and put them like this, because that's probably how it plays until the end of the year. But I quite like to see it like that, just to, yeah. But yeah, so you've got, again, with this sort of 13 waves, like I've shown, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, probably near until the end of the year. And then obviously you're going to see a major alt season whilst Bitcoin ranges in its 4th wave. So whilst Bitcoin's done that major pump, if you've heard me show before, Bitcoin's going to triangle for its big 4th wave at around 60, 70k, maybe a little bit higher. All right. And that's what's going to make this fall, because Bitcoin's going to go sideways. And at this, Bitcoin, let me keep this structured. Bitcoin's going to go sideways while this comes down. And then when Bitcoin goes into its 5th wave, hopefully over to 100k, that's when you're going to have this big, obviously, like a retracement up. Obviously, Bitcoin pumping, big retracement up. And then, obviously, once Bitcoin's topped, I think this is going to come absolutely flying down. Or to be honest, this is going to come a lot lower before Bitcoin tops. I mean, it's probably going to come down here before Bitcoin tops. And then as Bitcoin goes into its 5th wave, you're going to get something like that. And then comes back down, and then comes back down. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, and then yeah, you can have a major alt season. It might even come lower before Bitcoin actually enters. This is where it's going to enter its 5th wave, Bitcoin, and it's going to spike up. That's what I reckon is going to happen. There's going to be a big divergence with it. All right, but the only thing that is obviously weird about Bitcoin entering its 3rd wave, a third of a third, which is like this, straight up, is that this is almost complete, which I didn't actually expect this to be so complete near the start of it all. I did actually expect Bitcoin to start, like, I thought it was going to be around here where we are now. Like, where we are now in Bitcoin's chart, I thought would be about here. And then Bitcoin entering its 3rd wave would do something like this. And obviously just keep pumping to the upside. But yeah, how it's worked out is Bitcoin really doesn't have much juice left in terms of actually swallowing the market cap. So it's a bit of a funny scenario. But yeah, that's sort of Bitcoin. Sorry, and Ethereum. Let me just quickly go. I feel like I've structured this video actually pretty well. Normally I can waffle shit. I still have waffle shit, but I feel like I've structured it all right. And kept, yeah, what we on? 15 minutes. Oh God, time is up. But no, we'll see. We'll do it for 20. But yeah, we're probably going to come up now, either to here or to here. Obviously, alts are going to have a good pump. Alts pump. That's when Bitcoin's probably going to pump. This obviously chart's going to sit back a little bit. That might be where Bitcoin enters its third wave, and then obviously, yeah, we're obviously going to pump up again, come back down. So that's just obviously Ethereum / Bitcoin or Bitcoin dominance. What else did I want to show? I want to show some other bits. This is literally just a real quick update video. Like, there's not shitloads that I can explain. Like, obviously, I keep bringing you 2 videos a week, so it's hard to, but that's what I reckon's playing out. ABC, we've got the flat right, we've come back up again, and we've showed that grey count, which obviously could have happened, this one. And then obviously we've come back down in 5 waves. None of this was to scale, apart from this. This was to scale, but this definitely wasn't to scale. But yeah, the yellow was. And obviously this white was, but this definitely wasn't. But yeah, I reckon hopefully we come back down here, and then that's when we're going to bounce. What else was going to show? I was going to show... Oh yeah, fuck. So, I wanted to... This is very interesting. Right. If you're thinking of leaving, I wouldn't go anywhere yet, personally. I want to show something here. So, right, this is Bitcoin and this is Ethereum, right? Wow, why do I need to get rid of this. I keep keeping it, I keep leaving it on, and I shouldn't, because I've got so much more space. When I want to show you this. So, the reason why I'm thinking that we could have a mini alt season, when Bitcoin goes sideways like this, right, look at what Ethereum did. Ethereum went absolutely nuts. Ethereum actually came up and retested this region, right? Then we've come back down. Bitcoin was actually weaker than Ethereum and alts, right? Because as I've mentioned previously, ETH is actually ahead, and it's got obviously a thicker cycle to go from this low. So if you can see, we've got a wave 1, a wave 2, a wave 1, a wave 2, a wave 1, a wave 2. This is a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. When this gets going, this is literally going to be like this. It's going to be almost vertical. And that's what's going to be a major pop to see with all the alts. But I just want to quickly show this, right? So let me, in fact, I can probably go to... Oh, shall I go to save that? Shall I go to weeklies? Yeah, I'll keep this on like this. Yeah, that's fine. So, oh shit. Have I still got anything on here? Oh, mate, naughty. Beautiful. So, like, if Bitcoin, this is what I mean. This is the only thing that is confusing me at the minute, I'll be completely honest. If I don't fully know what is going on, I feel like I've got such a good hold on the market at the minute, but like I've just mentioned there with Bitcoin dominance, it's a little bit backwards and a little bit tricky. We could be coming up here and then coming back down, or making a running flat. I mean, we could, again, there's so many different scenarios, but the only thing is it's all going to really have to pump together. Like, if this is wave 1, or if this is wave 1 and A, B, C, or if this is wave 1, then this is going to have to just keep ranging, and then this is going to have to, it's either all going to have to go together, or this is going to have to keep ranging and make that big flat that we've shown from obviously the lows, about the A, the B, and then the C, or the A, the B are running flat, and then the C, right? This is going to have to keep ranging or pop up. Whilst this pops up, obviously alts really fucking fly, and then this stalls out, goes sideways, while Bitcoin obviously comes down a little bit impulsive and makes like an A, B, C running flat, and then goes, and that's the running flat, and not this running flat. And this is simply a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, triangle 4, 5, and then that's A, B, C running flat and go. So it's either we're all going to run together, or this has still got a fair bit to go, like maybe to like October, whilst all alts and everything pumps, which does make sense logically. But I still can't tell which one's going to happen yet, because they're both obviously equally as likely. Everything just pops together, or obviously like you've probably heard Cred mention, and you've mentioned me before. The only reason why I obviously reference to Cred is because if you watch these videos, you probably listen to him, and he's obviously explained liquidity probably a little bit in more of a long-term and more simplistic term than I have. But yeah, obviously liquidity goes to one thing, then it'll hop to another thing, then it'll go to another thing, another thing. Obviously, if it all goes to Bitcoin, it gets bled from the alts, because again, there's not loads of new, like a lot more new capital that's coming into the market. It's just the liquidity getting shared about. So what honestly does make sense is if we all run together, or this goes sideways whilst this runs and the alts run, and then once this is finished up in September, October, then this obviously gigapumps to the upside. and creates like an A, B, C running flat, or like an A, B, C expanded flat. Probably a running flat, to be honest. But I just wanted to quickly show you, how did I just go on that rant? That pumped 45%. This pumped 130. Whilst this just ranged. This actually dipped and fell to make new lows. This didn't. And I just want to show that, like, again, like if this does this and comes back down and then pumps back up here, again, another 30%, let's just say hypothetically that this just pumps 70%. There's your third of the third. Whilst Bitcoin does this, comes back down, does that, this comes back down, does this, absolutely gigapumps, while this still pumps, but this is obviously pumping more aggressive. We come back down to make a running flat. This comes back down, but again starts consolidating a little bit because we've obviously entered 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're obviously going to get a fourth wave here. This stalls out while this obviously gigapumps to the upside and swallows all the liquidity. That does make the most sense, but I still can't tell you obviously if it's going to play out just quite yet. But from a Bitcoin dominance, Ethereum, Bitcoin, and Ethereum, from all four of the charts that I show, that does make more sense as opposed to everything running together. Right, but I just wanted to show this. And then, obviously, when this has fell 38%, let's just say 40%, obviously this is going to dump a little bit more, or if not the same. So it's, yeah, it's quite interesting. And then, obviously, when this has pumped 100%, this is also pumped 100%. So again, like I've said, it's interesting because all this, as obviously there's a lot more capital that needs Bitcoin in it to pump, but from the lows to the highs, they've pumped the same. So I can't fully let you know yet if they're all going to run together, or obviously, like I said, do you know what I mean? In terms of percentage terms, yeah, it's quite a tricky one. It is quite a tricky one, but they both do make obviously as much sense as each other. But I just wanted to show that that obviously that this, when Bitcoin does go sideways, that Ethereum could obviously rip, or they could just go together. So yeah, it's just very interesting. Hopefully that makes sense and sort of you likes that illustrate. I can't even speak. Just shut the fuck up. But yeah, that's that. So obviously we've gone over Bitcoin, gone over ETH, obviously gone through Bitcoin dominance, Ethereum, Bitcoin, showed obviously that as well. And then I just want to quickly just touch on some alts. XRP, I obviously just want to touch on this. So if you remember me saying before that XRP is in... Right, the XRP is... We actually just spoke about this. Literally just spoke about this the other week. We literally showed this chart showing that A, B, C, is this going to be like a small truncated D and an E, or is the D going to come up here, then come back down for an E? But to be honest, what looks the most likely up to now, I know this looks mental, but A, B, C, D, and then an A, B, C, D, E, and you've got something like that. And I've seen the D and the E be truncated so many times, and it is like an Elliott wave. I wouldn't say a rule, but it's sort of like a guideline that you can get very small truncated. I mean, sometimes you can even get a truncated small C, but it doesn't really happen. It's normally always D and E, if not E on its own. But I reckon E actually unfolded in a triangle. So D comes here, or D comes there, and then you've got A, B, C, D, E inside there. And then obviously you've obviously just impulsed to the upside. What's crazy as well, it's as if we live in a simulation. Like it's nuts. Everything just shows at the exact perfect time. But yeah, I do think that this has probably started its impulse now, and over the next, I'd probably say, probably year and a half. You're not going to get, in my opinion, you're not getting this. Let me just quickly. There needs way too much liquidity for it to do this. Let me just quickly try and show it. In fact, you know what? Is it on here? I'm going to try and speed this video up. Bars pattern. Like, in my opinion, you're not getting that. Like, just no, like, even, you're not even getting that, in my opinion. In fact, no, you might get, with something like this. But I think what's most likely going to happen is that you come back down a little bit. You probably are just going to keep like pumping up near the end of the year, maybe come back down for like a second wave, then obviously come back up for like a third wave. You're obviously going to get a big triangle, then a fifth wave, probably for like the next year, year and a half. Like, you need to understand that there's a lot of liquidity that needs to be put into this for this to do that. Like, you're not like this move here. Like, you didn't really need fuck all to do this. Like, you did need obviously capital, but you didn't need anything compared to what you need up here. Like, the Bitcoin's literally just had, I think, 20 billion or 20 trillion pumped into it. Let me just quickly go on CoinMarketCap. So, what's this? 500,000, 286 million, 38 billion. Yes, wow, I said trillion. So literally, it's just doubled. So you had 20 billion. You've literally had 20 billion just enter the market, but then you've also just fell. Like, if you go on the small time frame, you've had so much enter the market, right? But you've... Sorry, I just had to quickly answer the door. Someone came, but where was we? Wow, it's been like 50... Yeah. It's been like 10, 15 minutes. Oh, fucking hell. We're all over the place. It's going so swimmingly until now. But yeah, like I've obviously shown before with this, that I think this is where we got to. Obviously, there's been 20 billion pumped into the market. Obviously, even like you've actually just lost a quarter of it. So we had about 45 of the market, something like that, or 50. But yeah, it's going to take... It is going to take a lot of liquidity to keep put. Like, it's not just going to go up in a straight line. It will probably take like a year and a half. You're going to have areas like this which are going to last months of consolidation. Like, this is just a big triangle: A, B, C, D, E, or A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, E, something like that. But you're going to have areas of consolidation that's just going to come up, come back down, come up, come sideways, come up, come back. Like, it's not just going to go straight up. I think a lot of people are expecting this because the case is closed. Like, you've literally missed out. Like, if you was holding the whole time, you've literally just missed out on 100 pump. You've literally lost half of the gains. If, let's say, you get to $10. Let's say you get to $10 from here, you got a 10x. Let's say you get to $10 from here, you've got a 20x. You've literally lost half of the gains just from not being patient and just literally that happening in the space of a couple of hours. You've lost half of the gains. Yeah, 10x is great. Don't get me wrong, but you've still lost half of the gains. But again, you can argue and just say, well, you can just get in there. But yeah, I do think that it has started. Your fourth wave has bottomed now, especially with this and with triangles. Like I said, with a simulation, this is where we are. So we're keeping back up to track. When obviously triangles finish, it normally always ends with a news event as well. Like, it's scary how it all works out, but yeah, that's that anyway. In terms of this, I reckon that you've got your first impulsive wave now. Sorry, your 1 2 1 2. This actually threw me off guard. If you remember, we had every twist and turn. We said this is a flat, we're going to come back down. This is a 1.618 of A, and we said this is probably just going to be an A wave of a flat. We came back up right at the highs. We shorted, we took profit here. Then we come back up and came down here. I was expecting obviously this to be the bottom. We ended up getting this as a bottom, but then when we tapped this, when we came back up, I was expecting a bit of a triangle here and one last little dip to make a flat ABC, but you ended up getting an ABC flat, WXY, and then an ABC zigzag. You've ended up getting a WXY, which is a complex correction, which is very rare, but you can't do fuck all about it. But yeah, this is probably what you've got playing out now. You've probably got 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. You've got 9 waves. I honestly reckon that now you've got something like this. I'd probably say that's more of a higher degree, but we'll go with that. Because this was obviously quite deep, you could have a flat for this, regular flat, because this is a complex correction, or you could have a zigzag. Honestly, I could not tell you what's going to happen or what I can guess to happen. But obviously, if you put in the fibs to the other side, where do you think obviously the best area of interest is? I honestly reckon 0.50. To be honest, either a 0.50 or you're going to come quite deep and obviously retest this region again between the 0.702. I think a 0.618 maybe, but I think you're either going to come deep or come to the 0.50. To be honest, I reckon 0.50. 0.50 to the 0.382. Even if it is a zigzag, you're probably not going to come as deep because this has come deep. And I reckon, again, like I've shown, with a 1, the first 2 is normally deep. The second one is quite shallow because it's building momentum. And obviously you're just pumping like this. So it's just gaining speed. But yeah, me just quickly move this. I will end the video in a second. So if this last little bit has been a little bit of a slow burner, but yeah, I reckon you'd probably come back down here, something like this now. I mean, you could look. This could literally just be the third, and you could just be absolutely just chugging, just keep chugging away for the third wave, and just keep exploding to the upside, and that could happen. But again, I'd like to see like a 1-2, 1-2. But again, it literally, yeah, you could just keep chugging to the upside. So it's either you keep chugging to the upside, or obviously you're going to get a 1-2, 1-2. Pretty basic Elliott wave analysis, really. But the other, I'm just going to quickly touch up. Wow, I can't speak. Touch up on is going to be CRV as well. So we're still in, like, it looks corrective because we're still in the channel. But the only reason why it still looks corrective is because, let me just put this down here. Why is this like this? The only reason why it still looks corrective in terms of, because we're still bound between parallel lines, but the only reason is because, oh, that's why. Oh wait, what? Take that off. Yeah, take that off. So it goes to 2. So, but it looks like we're bound between parallel lines because you've got your wave base channel from the origin to wave 2, and I'd project it up to wave 1. But this probably needed to happen because for wave 4 to come back and backtest this channel later on, right at the highs, up here somewhere, you're going to obviously have to still, like, you can't just go 1, A, B, C, then bolt straight through for a third, come right up here. How's this fourth wave going to come and backtest this channel or backtest the middle line, which normally pretty much always happens? This is either a wave 1, A, B, C, running flat, or you've got an expanded flat down here. And then obviously this is just going to keep absolutely chugging to the upside. Wave 3, wave 4, wave 5. This is going to come up, and then you're going to have wave 4 come to obviously the base channel, middle of the base channel, or obviously the outer of the base channel, then obviously keep going. So when I'm saying, like, as well, just remember when I'm saying this is just about to go to the upside, like the market's about to gigapump, etc. Like, stuff like this can still happen. Like I don't mean that minute of me saying that this is about to gigapump right this second. Like, you need to think more longer time frame. That's the only bad thing about Twitter. You don't know what's in my head in regards to time frame. This is still fine. This is still perfectly fine. That dump is still perfectly fine. Did I expect the dump to be as strong? No, but it doesn't. Yeah, like, this could still be wave 2. You could have wave 1. That could be an ABC expanded flat. So you could have another 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then 1, and then 2. But this it just probably doesn't look finished. But again, this keeps pumping to the upside. More than happy to see that. It's just a little bit choppy. I can't fully just tell you what's going on with this just at the moment. Because there's 2 or 3 different ways it can play out. So I'd literally just rather sit back and wait. And then that's really it. I'd probably say 32 minutes. Not bad to say I've covered a lot of stuff. I did want to try and get it done in 15. As long as I get them done, I reckon, in half an hour, it's not too bad. If you can, again, like, comment, and subscribe, share it about. Obviously, it does help out. These videos can be a little bit lengthy, and I've obviously got to just have a little 10-minute prep before, so it takes about an hour in total. So it's not too much time, but it is still a bit of a ball ache. But I do like doing them as well. Obviously, gives you guys an idea of what I'm seeing. So, but yeah, any comments? Let me know. Tell me obviously how you liked it or whatever. But or what I did wrong, if I'm terrible. But yeah, that's it, sort of piece. And I'll bring out the altcoin video on either Wednesday or Thursday. We'll obviously get back into the swing of making it more structured and more of a timeline and actually getting them done. So, but yeah, if you need me, message me on Twitter. Peace.